Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is Soulology, the science of the soul. And what we will be discussing for today is about the manipulation of the six senses, the sense of hearing. How is this one manipulated? How is this changed, or how is it shifted in a sense? It is mostly changed by a few things. 1. Frequency. 2. Words. These two play key roles, and they always constantly play with each other when it comes to what you are thinking, what you are doing, in a sense. So, when you, for example, hear certain things, you hear a commercial, or you hear, of course, a song, and maybe it's a song you don't very much like, but then out of nowhere, you all of a sudden can easily remember all the lyrics. The frequencies off that song, give or take the vibration or the megahertz in a sense, play a key role in you remembering the song, the catchy phrase and everything, constantly playing through over and over. And sometimes the most interesting thing about music and certain sounds you hear is, while you're hearing it out loud, somewhere in the back there could be something that's being said, God, like this, subliminally telling you, you should get this, you should get this, you should get this. In a sense, not with all of them, but when you do things like that, the subliminal takes that for what it is and thinks, well, if there's a commercial, for example, for buying shoes, you might hear, buy these shoes and whatnot, and then you hear that, but it might be showing, of course, subliminals or sounds of subliminals that all of a sudden you can't possibly hear. Sometimes even megahertz that change your ideology of what you feel about a product or the way you see things, and make you decide to buy that product. Anyways, this is why people have at times, I believe it's called consumer's remorse. So, you can use this as a positive or a negative. Frequencies can be very useful to the body. For example, if you tell yourself, if you're feeling ill, or if your mindset's not too well, in a sense of meaning you're depressed or you're upset about certain things, you can literally use affirmations to push yourself out of that energy. It can be a positive, but the manipulation of it is vital to pay attention to. You can use it for, sorry. You can use it for, I just had a lollipop, that's why. But, you can use it for, allowing you to heal yourself. You can use it to allow yourself to feel better. Frequencies can help you be happy. And if they're capable of doing those things, you have to also realize that they are also capable of making you feel sad, give or take what you hear. We had talked about a song on the Pink Elf in the Room conversation. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And this was one example of it, that when you hear this, even in my experience when I heard this, as an experiment, since I was feeling sad, certain sounds you hear can make you feel sad. They can make you feel angry. They can make you feel happy. Paying attention to these in any sense is what can push you to understand the fact of what is going on, and being cautious of what you listen to. Again, I want to state this, that I'm not telling you in any sense to stop listening to whatever you listen to. What I am saying in any sense is to be very observant of what you're listening to. Be very aware of what you're listening to and how it affects you on a day-to-day basis. When you are more aware of that, you won't have the problem of thinking why you feel so emotionally unstable. Because even this had happened to me in one point of my experience through what I was listening to. When I had stopped listening to certain things, I didn't feel that way anymore. And even if you do keep listening to that, at least you know. And it's up to you to choose how you desire to make that work for self. I can't personally tell you fully that could work for you in any sense. You might find another way that works for you to listen to your music and whatnot, but also balance self. And that's what you have to choose for who you really are, and growing self and realizing that these different sounds and frequencies play a key role. So the frequencies, you have one thing. You can hear different frequencies and they can have a sound on you. But what about the words? The words have energy. All words have energy because through thought, words become actions. And actions become something that can create other things. So, when you say certain things, even on a light note, they can affect how a person acts. They can affect how a person feels about something in any way, shape, or form. And when you are paying attention to those sounds of what people are saying in any sense, you won't worry about the fact of feeling as though you feel that emotion. That you feel you don't have control of your emotions, because you do. In any sense, it's a choice though. If it's a choice to listen to those things, it's a choice to decide you actually care about those things and choosing yourself over the manipulation in any sense. Realize that even if you are hearing these things, that you can change how you feel about it, because nothing can control you if you choose so. But you have to be willing to understand these things, understand these things, observe these things, and watch very closely to see who you really are. Realizing that you can change the effects of what you hear as the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within who you are. Remember always that to know thyself is to know the creator within. So, to everybody out there, have a good morning, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. And to everyone, Namaste.